In today's video, we'll walk you through the Human Resources Management modules. To sign up and use Enerpize for free, scan the following QR code or register using the link below the video. Let's get started by navigating to Settings, then Apps Manager. Go to the Human Resources Management section and make sure that the Employees, Organizational Structure, Employee Attendance, and Payrolls modules are activated. Once done, click Save. Now, let's start by navigating to Organization Structure. We'll begin with the organizational chart. From here, you can get an overview of the employees in your organization, their direct managers, and their exact designations, as you can see here. Next, under Manage Employment Types, you can add the different employment types used in your organization, such as full-time or part-time. From Manage Employee Levels, you can add employee levels such as mid-level, junior level, or senior level. Under Manage Departments, you can add the different departments or sections within your organization, such as finance and administration, sales, and customer care. Next, under Manage Designations, you can add the job titles used within your organization, such as sales representative or accountant, as we can see here. All of these options will be explained in more detail in another video. Now let's navigate to Employees, then Manage Employee Roles. The Manage Employee Roles section allows you to define the exact role an employee has within your organization. There are two types of roles, user and employee. The main difference between a user and an employee is the level of access they have to the system. A user can perform transactions and access different parts of the system based on the permissions you grant them. For example, if I have an accountant, I can give them permission to access the chart of accounts, journal entries, accounting, and finance modules. You can also control specific actions within those modules. For example, if I don't want the accountant to view all journal entries, or if I only want them to view specific information in the system, I can remove the relevant permission by unchecking its box. That covers the user role. An employee, on the other hand, only has access to human resources-related functions. For example, employees can record their own attendance, view their attendance logs and attendance sheets, submit leave applications, and perform similar HR-related actions. So, the main difference is that an employee can only perform specific actions related to their attendance, payslips, payroll, and requests they may need to submit. A user, however, can also be an employee while having permission to perform additional actions within the account, depending on the permissions assigned to them. For example, here we have a role called Accountant. The Accountant role has specific access to the chart of accounts, journal entries, accounting, and finance. We also have the Staff role. A staff member has access to specific areas of the system, including sales, accounting, and CRM. Here, for example, this role has 20 permissions out of 172 available permissions. That covers the Manage Employee Roles section. Now, let's go to Manage Employees. From here, you can add and manage employee information. Adding a new employee is very simple. Click Add New User or Employee. Then select Add a New User. Here, you'll need to enter information such as the first name, surname, middle name, email address, role, and other employee details. Now let's take a look at one of our existing employees, Daniel, who is an accountant. From here, you can see an overview of his information. Let's click Edit to take a closer look. Here we have the first name, surname, middle name, and employee picture. The mode in this example is set to User. We also have the email address. Since this employee will have access to the system, I can enable system access and also choose to send the employee's credentials via email from here. Next, we have the employee's role, which in this case is accountant. We also have the personal information section, contact information, present address, permanent address, and job information. Under job information, you can select the designations that we added earlier. For example, this employee is an accountant in the finance and administration department. You can also specify the employee type, employee level, and other job-related information. We also have the attendance information section here. Once you've finished entering or updating the employee information, click Save. From the employee profile, you can also access contracts, attendance, payroll, and documents. All of these sections will be explained in more detail in another video. Now, from Employee Settings, you can access the Human Resources Setup Wizard. This wizard helps you configure your entire HR workflow and policies through an interactive setup process. This will also be explained in more detail in another video. We also have document management, employee custom fields, printable templates, email templates, related forms, asset types, physical locations, and storage. That covers the employee section. Now, let's take a closer look at the attendance log. From the attendance log, you can review employee attendance records in general. You can see the exact times employees sign in and sign out, as well as weekends and other attendance information. You can also import an attendance file from here. This feature will be explained in more detail in another video. Next, under attendance days, you can view individual attendance days and see the exact sign-in and sign-out times as shown here. You can also see the employee's days off. Next, from the attendance sheet, you can create an attendance sheet for a specific period of time and review employees along with their assigned shifts. We also have shift management. From here, you can add and manage employee shifts. For example, we have a morning shift. From here, you can see the designated working time for each employee. You can also view the employees assigned to the shift. When adding a new shift or editing an existing one, you have two options, standard and advanced. These options give you more control over settings such as on-duty time, off-duty time, start of sign-in, start of sign-out, and other shift-related settings. Don't forget to click Save after making any adjustments or adding a new shift. That covers the shift management section. Now, from attendance settings, you can configure the attendance system itself. This includes general rules and options, attendance flags, leave policies, approval configurations, holiday lists, and leave types. It's worth noting that the leave types you add here, such as regular leave and casual leave, can be assigned to different leave policies. For example, we have a general leave policy here that includes both casual leave and regular leave. Returning to the settings, you can also configure attendance machines, attendance restrictions, and virtual templates. These options will also be explained in more detail in another video. Now let's move to the payroll section. From here, you can add different salary components such as allowances, bonuses, basic salaries, and lateness if applicable. You can also configure the salary structure. If needed, you can add a new salary structure for your employees. The salary structure will depend on the salary components that you added earlier. For example, here we have a bonus and an allowance. For deductions, we can use lateness, for example. These salary components can then be assigned to an employee's contract. Speaking of contracts, let's navigate to contracts and take a look at our employee contracts. Here we have a contract for Daniel. From here we can see the employee name, code, designation, department, start date, end date, and salary information. We can also assign the relevant salary information and salary components to the contract. For example, we can add a bonus. We can also add deductions such as lateness. You can enter a formula for the deduction, or you can specify an exact amount. In this example, we have an amount assigned for lateness. Now let's click Save. The contract has been saved successfully, as we can see here. You can also review this information directly from the employee page. Let's take a look. Here we can see the employee's contract. We also have the attendance section. And we have the payroll section, as you can see here. We can also view any comments. Now let's return to payroll. From here, you can set up a pay run. For example, we have a pay run here for Daniel. We also have the employee's payslip. Here we have an approved payslip, which can also be shared with the employee. The employee will then be able to view the attendance sheet, casual leave, regular leave, and attendance days as well. And that was a quick overview of the Human Resources Management module. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to sign up and use Enerpize for free by scanning the QR code or registering using the link below the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.